Alright, so now we're back at Lausitzring, and today we are going a bit more dynamic. We're going to drive a bit more today. So I've run through these MK 8.5 already. We've been here before. Now we're going out on the handling track, and we're also going out on this beautiful big Lausitzring, this race track. So this will be rather interesting because this is its habitat. This is what this car is all about. This is hot hatch leveled up. And the R, well, that's the most hardcore one. 333 horsepower. But I've been driving this car before, and it is just a real good hot hatchback. It is extremely focused, and you just have fun in a car like this. So now we're going out on the, this is a little handling track just to see how it feels. We have it in drift mode. We have everything shut off, I hope here. You need to confirm it in a different type of steps, 2 steps. All right, let's kick it. We're still in drift mode. There's another cone that is down. The momentum is there. You need to keep it in the right gear to get it going right. Get on the brakes, very nice. Get in here, nice, round, and then turn it around. Momentum on. Yeah, the drift is okay, but it's still, As usual in these cars, well, the quality just feels good. We've run through this before. Long paddle shifters, really like that. They've also optimized the touch here. They want to get some feedback on that one, but it feels like you don't miss-push them. Sometimes you could brush them and the volume just got raised and you got into some different configurations. And you don't want that because there is a lot of buttons on this one, and still, the GTI, that has physical buttons, so that becomes a bit more distinct yet. But this one, a lot better now, and the system is easier to turn off. In the previous one, you need to dive into the menus and turn the traction control and all this off. It's like 2 steps now. Just confirm, and then off you go. But it's a very cozy environment. I think the seats are very sporty. They're very supportive. They're soft. They're nice. Everything is good in here. You find yourself at home in a cozy environment. A lot of carbon fiber, and the displays are good. You can set them in so many ways. How you want to have them displayed. So yeah, just a good environment. And the steering wheel is just perfect. Thin enough, thick enough, and just a perfect grip for your hands. You get this locked in 2:45 or 9:15 grip, which is just superb. All right, well, still a lot of control in this one. Understeer's a little there, but it's got some real good momentum, this one. But you need to be in the right gear. Hard on the brakes. The brakes are just good. They bite wherever you want them to bite. And then you get it out. And you can still spin a lot in this car. But there, it dies on the very end. It dies on the very end. You need to work the gears on this small, it's like a gymkhana track, this one. And then you get it out. Momentum, 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 momentum. There you can get it around a little. That was second gear, a little too frisky, but so you need to really, pin it down. Another gear. Just need to push out the momentum. It's like it cuts you off, and it's too short, this track. So you can't really push it. You want to get it wide, 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 wide. Then you should have it in the program called Plus, S Plus. Then it keeps the same gear as long as you want, and you can live on that middle momentum as you drift along. Well, that's a different matter. So let's see.
This is okay. Now the car sticks to the gear.
Yeah, that's good.
If you have S Plus, it will shift up.
It will shift up, but now I will keep it in the game that I want.
The Plus is the very important point.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Plus will change life now.
That will change the life of drifting now. Yeah, that's good, that's good. different matter. Now you can keep it in gear and you can get that spin going a lot better. So you just work with the input. You need to know where the torque goes. Just keep it straight, keep it straight, keep it straight, keep it there.
Perfect shot.
Perfect.
Right to correct the left with the steering wheel, more with the gas position.
Well, that made the difference really in that plus. You just need to get the balance going. It's just like you said, you just need to correct it so you get the torque vectoring and it's in the right motion. Exactly. That's the only thing. Sometimes you might get a bit too aggressive and you don't step off and then you're out. So you really need to keep it there. But this is fun. This is totally different from what I thought in the beginning.
The angle
Yep.
is depending on how much steering.
Sure,
Yeah?
sure.
If you want more angle,
yeah,
more steering and longer throttle.
yeah, longer throttle. Yeah. So it's just the balance between the throttle and that small inputs. That's what it is. This is a bit of an art form, drifting. So but you need to practice, and this is a perfect car to practice it in. It is really nice. Yeah, good. This is the thing that you need to hear to get into drifting. You need to get some tactics, you need to get some inputs, because it's not that easy. The aggression might kill all the balance. So this is the way to do it. Let's do one more and just be calm for the first lap. That's a lot better. That's a lot better because you get smooth into the line. A lot better there. Keep 1 lap, 2 laps very calmly, and then you're there. Driving in comfort mode to start off with, and then we'll go over to race mode. It's got good agility. Understeers a little, and then it gets a little bumpy when you push it on that section. You get the bars displayed here. So hard braking now. We got a little more tempo. This 4-wheel drive and this torque vectoring, well, it just makes its magic on the track. And I just think that it has a bit more attitude, this Avant version. It's a lot cooler. Yep, and you push it up against the wall. You find the line. Full power. Keep it in, let off the throttle, then get on the throttle, brake. Very good. Good, just follow through before you hit the throttle, and then you feel how the momentum pushes you out again. It's a very good car, it's very composed, it's very balanced, the body control is good. Brake in the corner, you can feel that it starts rolling, bumping a little, but that's just fine. You can push it out a little wider if you want to get some more speed into it. And hard on the brakes. And just follow through and let that grip work. Let it work, let it work, let it work. See where the line is, and then you just push it out. Quick car, very controllable. It is really good. This is where it is supposed to be driven. This is where it's supposed to be driven, and this is just fun. It's got so much grip. Let it out a bit more there, yep. And we push on a bit more over the curbs, but there is a little, like bumpiness to it, which I just like. So you feel the whole body, how it works when you turn everything off. And that is a feeling that you always want. You want to be connected. You want to get those signals from how the balance, the chassis, and all the bodywork of the car almost works. That's what you want. So now we stepped into the GTI. This is the Clubsport version, 300 horsepower. Sorry, I'm talking to you like this, having this perspective now. I hope you don't mind. Front wheel driven hot hatchback in its latest creation, the MK 8.5. So let's see how this feels. You need to put on the power a bit differently here and just let it flow through the curves. It's not like you can step on earlier like in the 4-wheel driven version. And this is always something that I enjoy, loving having this power set to the front wheels, because it becomes a different nature. And I just love a front wheel driven nature in that way. Smaller paddles here. So yep, they're hidden behind here. The steering wheel, like small ears, but you get physical buttons. This one has got some extra modes. You've got the Nürburgring mode, which is, well, calibrated and set for the Nürburgring, so it gets a little different when driving on race tracks, especially Nürburgring. But I think on some different elevation tracks, it becomes a little softer and a little harder in different parts. But let's just go for sport. I think that will just be perfect. And it's also got the DCC if you want to set the dynamic chassis control in its best way. You just keep your lines and you keep them well. You can feel that it's a bit lively in the front, this one, and that's of course what you want. 300 horsepower, it feels very lively, this one. Full attack, and we're chasing 33 horsepower more in the R version. And it really wants to push you out a little bit more. You can feel that the traction in the R is a bit better. It's very lively. I love the character of a front-wheel driven car. And then you get out, yep, we're chasing him here in the R. And this is what I love. It's a little lighter. You can chase these R versions. I mean, he's flooring it here at different stages. So let's just go for it. And I love this lighter character because you can feel that it is a little lighter. I mean, the chassis in this one, it is about the same. I think it's a bit more honest. You know, you need to fight a bit more for it to really get max out of it. So, yeah, push it out. There you got a little too much speed. Get carried away, then you get over there and hard on the brakes. Down. It's got a good sound to it as well. And then full power, and we keep the line. Get into the track again. So now you can see this perspective, how the track is laid out and what type of line we're keeping here. It's just great. We're chasing him. I mean, he's not that much faster in that R. And that's what I meant about this GTI. It's a little more underdog, that if you're a good experienced driver, well, you can catch a faster one like the R. And I just love that. This is pure heaven. I'm almost up in his rear end here, so just love that. I think he needs to put the tempo up a bit more. And hard on the brakes. This one is a tricky corner. You need to ride the brakes here before you let off. Otherwise you get into it too quick. You can see how it bucks.
Just slow down a little bit now to get the car back, the second car.
And then we run through up on the curves. I just love the balance. It's so quick in its steering response, and I remember that from driving it on the test track. But when you push it hard out, you can feel that this is a front-wheel driven, hardcore, powerful car. It really wants to push you out, but there is something in that. Just let it out. It just feels so safe knowing that you have understeer instead of oversteer. So that's just a great character. Hard on the brakes are good. Yeah, little wiggle there, and you keep on the brakes until you get into the corner. Chasing him now, down in this bend here, over, down on the brakes, down in another gear. So I think he needs to push on a little bit more. Yep. Now this is a fun car. This is a car that I would love. I mean, I had the Hyundai i30 and that was just great. I love front-wheel driven cars. They have this great character of being very lively. Keep the line here, over the curbs a little. Yep. It's there. Ah, this is magnificent. Great car, this one. Quick in its shifts. This double clutch gearbox is just phenomenal. It is quick, and it's still got this good comfort about it. So you can do this all day long on a track day and don't get weared out. That is a special feeling, and it feels like it's got such good quality. Almost reminds me a little of, Porsche. Drive it hard, drive it for long, and just munch it all day long on the track.
Great job, fantastic, wonderful position.
This is the thing with a four-wheel driven one, when you just push that four-wheel driven power out of the corners. That is just great. Under hard braking, squirms a little, but not much. No, it's there. Good. Yeah, on the brakes. Here we are again. Dive in, keep the speed as much as you can. I mean, these are just as quick, the Avant in this one. Push it out wide. Make it a straight line as possible again. It is a little more hardcore than the GTI, you can feel that. Now we got new fresh tires, so now we just need to be careful for first or second lap. Yep, a little slippery before the grip gets going. The steering wheel is just perfect as well. You have good control over the paddles as well. The braking feel is perfect. You really know when to climb off. And then you can brake mid-corner. Need to take it a little easy so you don't upset it, but it's so easy to correct and to get back in place. You can push on a little harder, but then it starts to understeer, so yep, push it out all the way. Good. This is a very interesting corner, this one, because you need to go hard. Then you need to lift off and then go in and keep it all the way out. And you go on the brakes. And I love this corner because you can feel those side forces here. And then you just push on. I think that we ride a little too long on some stages. Don't want to do that. It's so good you can really enter the corner rather early and then just let off the power and the grip is there. So you can live a lot on the grip and the balance of the car. Yep, this is joy. This corner here, well, you can get a bit too fast into it sometimes if you don't brake in time. There, overrun, let it work, let it work, let it work, let it work, let it work. I just love the amount of beating it can take, this car. It's so interesting. And you still get a little tail happiness. Like to keep it in here and then stretch it all the way out. And the brakes, they don't get soft either. They're just there all the time. It doesn't feel like they get spongy. Felt a little sponginess on the soft, that they were getting a bit soft on the GTI. No, hardcore. Bigger brakes on this one. I think it's 18-inch brakes on this one, and it's 17-inch on the GTI. Beautiful. This is beautiful. Beautiful track. A great car with such great handling. I mean, if you want a real good track day car, then this is just good. And you can really feel that amount of beating that it can take, well, it sets a new standard for it. You don't think you can give it that much punishment like you can do with a Porsche. But it really feels like one of these cars when you're driving a lot on the track. So, you know, no fault errors, nothing at all. Just feels solid through lap after lap. Really good. Back in the Variant again. It's rather nice to step in from one car to the other and really feel those small differences. I like that, and how quick and easy you manage all these systems. While standing still, you can just get into assist and you can unclick them all so quick. I love that. And also getting into
ready? Let's go.
So the Variant. Let's just feel if we can feel some extra movement in this one. You can also see the movement of the car in front of you, how it works. And it just, you know, moves about really good. It's really, really planted. I just love how it dives in. And you can't really feel that this is the Variant and that it is a station wagon. It's got a little bit of extra movement to it, but it's not much. And it still feels very lively, so it's just fun. It's more attitude driving in a station wagon of this kind. This torque vectoring system, it really does its job in a great way. From getting onto the drift track, knowing how it works when the steering wheel is turned a little, because that's the thing. It works more effectively when you have it turn a little, so that does its job when you're driving and turning on the racetrack. Very balanced car. Oh, on the overrun, I love that. Well, kept it on the throttle there, and it doesn't change gear by itself, so that is really good. You're in full control when you're in that plus mode. And you want that. You don't want anything to interfere when you are not needing it to. And on the track, you should be in control. Turn everything off as we have, and yeah, knowing what gear you're in. If you want to short shift from time to time. And this is what I love, that you can modulate the throttle in the corners at high speed when the G-forces are there, because the G-forces, they become even better when they're pushing on because there's so much grip. And that's what you want to explore in this car. So setting it on the racetrack, driving it a lot, well, then you really get to know what type of creature this is. And, you know, swinging it from one side to the other, just perfect control. Just a fantastic day, just a fantastic car, and fantastic experience getting to know a car like this on a real racetrack that is a bit more demanding, that has a straight line, that has a lot of curve, some compression points, and some tricky parts where you can set yourself, you know, in a bit of a tricky situation if you get in too quick. And if you want to provoke it to that level, well, then you can feel how you unsettle that body movement of the car, and how quickly you can just manage to pick it up again. Just love that. This is a very controllable car. So for the driver that really wants something that is practical, use it from day to day, but then getting out on some track days from weekend to weekend, or the other weekend, or just during the season, this is just great. And you can fiddle about a little with better tires if you want. You can have some semi-slicks or R tires, and you will get a lot of grip out of this car. So this is a serious racer. It really, really is. And you know, driving it on the roads, driving it on the country roads, of course it's fun, but you can never provoke a car like this on normal roads, on country roads, like you can do on a racetrack. So you really get to know it better, and I'm very, very impressed with this car. This is a really good car. The only thing that I don't like about it is that it feels a little plain to me in some way. It is nice, it's good looking, you know, got all the tech, the quality is just there, so there's really nothing to complain about. But it is a little premature in some way still. I mean, it costs a lot, so, you know, it's not like every youngster has it, but at the same time, that also becomes the perfect car for these youngsters to become really good drivers in. And I mean, that is a very good mix. Yeah, now we're back in the GTI, so now I got a car in between me and the instructor, so now I can't really push it that much as I did before. But there is some extra feeling in this one. Stepping into it feels lighter again. I just love the steering a little lighter. So I don't know why I like this and why I love the other one, and then why I love this once again when you step into it. Both these cars are very good in their both type of behaviors. You can see how it pushes out when full throttling here in the corner. The R sits a little better. It's got a good sound to it with this Akropovich exhaust. Really good. Really nice to push it out. It's so light in the front, so you really feel where you have the front end when turning. At the same time, this front differential works its magic. It really, really, you know, like keeps the car in check. Yeah, and now for it, I gave a little space here so I can just feel that side pressure and the momentum, the forces. It's just great. Listen to it. Great sound, great speed, and hard braking. And squirms a little during heavy braking. It's enjoyable. It is. And it's an enjoyable car, this one. These both models are just great in their own nature. I just love them. I love this one because it has this light feel and touch to it. But when you get into the R and just flooring it hard at high speed corners, getting all that grip, well, then that becomes the choice. But then all of a sudden you get into this, I feel like this light type of touch front differential works its magic, and you've got full control over its steering inputs during high speed and acceleration and cornering. They've really done something with this one. They really have. Good one. Good one, this one. Like it.